Hey, Lana. Carolyn, I see you're in the Zoom. Welcome. Can you hear me?
Yes, good morning.
Good
Thank
morning.
you. Good morning.
Hey,
Sorry, I have my son, so I
yeah,
have him
will you be able to
playing so I can pay attention.
sure. Hey, can you take yourself off of mute just for a second and say hi to just a couple of us here? I just want everybody
Sure, of
to introduce
course.
themselves to each other. I'll start and then we'll just kind of go around the room so everybody knows who everybody is. So I'm
Of
Kirsten.
course.
And go, go ahead. Okay.
No,
I'm
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. I'm Kirsten. I'm a coach here. I've met everybody here, but I'll just introduce myself anyway. And Alana is here too. She's the head of the coaching department. There's Carolyn and her little baby.
Hi.
So welcome. This is, the thing that we want to get out of today is really just to welcome you to the family, welcome you to Keller Williams, introduce you to, who the people are here that you might, need to know, get to know like our company culture, some things about our company, and just a lot of the resources that we have here, just so that you can get the most out of your time here and start as quickly as possible. That's kind of where we're going with this. Alana, do you want to add anything to that?
Adam, I excited to my reaction button. So
Yes.
yeah, perfectly said.
Okay, great. Well, Alana's head of our coaching department, so you'll be running into her too. And we just have two participants here. So guys, I want you guys to meet each other. Can you just tell us your name and what got you into real estate and how long you've been in real estate? Just a quick introduction. You want to start first?
You start with me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So my name is Deborah Jackson. I have been licensed since 2017, but active since 2021.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got my license because I was in commercial property management, and they required us to get our license.
Yes.
They paid for the class, but as long as you passed, you didn't have to reimburse them.
Nice.
So I made sure I passed first.
That was smart. That was smart.
And then, when the pandemic hit, I was in commercial property management, and I realized I wanted to do something else.
Right. Oh gosh, I bet that a whole industry has gotten a lot more difficult with everybody working from home. Mm-hmm.
Very much so. It changed a lot, and kind of realize your place.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know what? I'm gonna do for my.
Oh, that's awesome. And how did you end up here?
So I was with Redfin. That's where I started initially.
Uh-huh.
I was with Redfin from November 2021 until June of this past year.
Yeah.
And I like Redfin. It was great for new agent.
Yeah.
But I think once you're in like that middle point of your career,
Mm-hmm.
you need a little bit more.
Okay.
Redfin stood for the beginning or toward the end because there's a lot of support. But if you want to really grow,
yeah, it wasn't for you.
Yeah,
that's fine. Awesome. And so you're here. Welcome. That's awesome. Well, meet Carolyn.
Hello. My name is Carolyn. I'm newly licensed. I just joined with Keller Williams Legacy about a week and 2 weeks ago. So I'm fresh into the market. This is my first time in real estate. I have a background in entrepreneurship. And what led me to real estate was the amount of clients that I had. I wanted to add some more value to my resume besides makeup. So I figured I could kind of mix the two and provide some more support financially for myself and my family.
Yeah.
And of course, give my community some assets and information on ownership as well as myself. So that's what landed me with real estate and Keller Williams.
Well, welcome. And Lachelle's here now too. Do you want to introduce yourself to the group? And we just have one on Zoom, one in person.
My name is Lachelle Fellow. I'm an associate broker, the newest productivity coach, and welcome.
All right. All right, I'm gonna share my screen, get our All right, on Zoom, or is it everybody seeing it all right?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, awesome. All right, so this is just kind of going to guide us through what we're talking about today. But again, this is really just about you and your first, month or two just getting started, and we want to get you as connected as possible. All right, there you go. Okay. All right. So we're going to be talking about office logistics and just kind of some onboarding. I've already welcomed you. This is sort of our plan for the day, but that's what we want to do, is mostly welcome you. And we want to get into action. Today, we're going to do a couple of things during the class just to kind of get started and get moving into real estate. We'll talk about managing your time, like what the day in the life of a realtor looks like. You've already done it, so you kind of already know, but that's what we're talking about. We'll be talking about Command. Command is our software that we use, our platform we use, and we use it to keep track of our people, to keep track of our transactions, to make sure we're doing all the tasks that we need to do. Sort of our home base. We'll just get an introduction to what that's about, and then really importantly, we'll be talking about our office and company culture. So that's kind of where we're headed today. And really, just interrupt me anytime. It's just us. It's a couple of us. It's casual. Just interrupt. Come off of mute anytime. So just to get things started, these are the things that are most important for you to do as quickly as possible. Join Greater Baltimore Board of Realtors. Desiree's already a member. You already got switched. Carolyn, I think you already joined too, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I've joined.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay, good. Yeah, because until we've done that, there's so much that we don't have access to. But once you've joined GBBR, you can also sign up for CentralLock and Bright MLS. And you're already on board with both. Yep. Carolyn, how are you doing on the CentralLock and Bright MLS?
Bright MLS, I'll be joining today.
Oh, good. Excellent. Good. Yeah, until you have Bright, you can't look up any houses. You can't look at schedule a showing. There's not much you can do without Bright. So that's great to get it going. You will need CentralLock. CentralLock you'll use to schedule showings to open a door at a house. When you schedule a showing, you're going to need it if they have that type of lockbox. So you don't necessarily need it today, but you will need it pretty soon. Schedule a meeting with lenders and a productivity coach is kind of one of the next things to do. Our lenders are really important partners to us. That makes a big difference to have a really good lender. And a lender can also hurt your transaction. I'm actually helping an agent right now who has a really tough transaction that has been in danger of falling through a couple of times. And it's all because the lender didn't do everything they needed to do. And, she's working for the seller, so she doesn't get to choose the lender. It's the buyer's lender. But it's just so important to the transaction. So our lenders are people that we've vetted. We know they're good. We trust them. We use them. You could use other lenders if you want. Absolutely. We just want to make sure we give you somebody that's going to be helpful to you in your business. So have either of you talked to a lender yet? I know Carolyn and I, not yet.
I have not.
Okay.
I have not spoken with the lender yet either.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if Mike was in the office when you and I met the other day.
I don't believe he was.
Okay.
But I can schedule to meet with the lender hopefully next week.
Good. Yeah.
If the availability in the if he's there.
Sure. Alana's raising her hand.
My digital hand.
Yes.
I love the digital hand. So I love that you just pointed that out, Kirsten, because our relationship as agents with the lenders, right? So our clients are buyers, sellers, and investors.
Yeah.
For lenders, we are their clients. Yes, they work with the buyers and all of that, but we're actually the agent is their client. So that partnership, and I was telling a group of agents yesterday, a great habit to get into and have something reoccurring on your calendar is once every month, pick a day, set it reoccurring once every single month, call that lender partner or lender partners. So we got John Wald, we got Mike, we have Malcolm. Call them, say hi, see how they're doing, see how their business is. check in on them. How's the family? All of that. And ask them, hey, anything new I need to know as an agent
Mhm.
in the lender world? And when you do that every month, it's a quick 5-10 minute call. This is not an hour-long phone call. When you do that, though, every month, it builds a stronger relationship with them. It also keeps you really up to date on what's
Yeah.
happening in that side of the industry.
That's a really good idea. That's a really good idea. I appreciate how visible our lenders are. You know, like Mike is from Main Street Home Loans, is sitting in the office all the time. And at least a couple times a week, I just go up to him and chat about whatever, because he's here. You know, he's in the building. It's just easy to see him. Sometimes I'll be doing lead gen and I'll talk to somebody who needs to talk to a lender, and I'll be able to say that lender's standing about 10 feet away from me right now. Can I have him give you a call? You know, he's right there. Right there. It's just, which we really, really appreciate. Anything else to add on that, Alana? No. Okay. All right. And then schedule me with a productivity coach. I know Carolyn's already on my calendar. You'll be on a calendar after we have our onboarding meeting later today. So did we already do it?
Scheduled for today at 1:30.
That's with me. Yes, for onboarding, and then we'll be setting up some further meetings after that today. Yeah. So you'll be checking this checkbox today. Yeah. That coaching is so important if you're, especially if you're a new agent, but even if you're not a new agent, people in our coaching department are at all levels, you know, because all of us, myself included, you know, have things that we can do better, have things that we can learn, and can benefit from having some accountability with somebody else. So that's what's so important about it. So, you know, what we're hoping to get you involved, you know, in our coaching department is, you know, as quick as we can, you know, Carolyn too. All right. And then connect with at least 5 people per day. A lot of people struggle. Go ahead, Alana.
Oh, I forgot to change the slide.
Uh-huh.
It's 10 people per day.
For 10 people per day.
We're in a different market right now.
You're right.
5 won't cut it.
No, no.
I need to change the slide.
Yeah. There's some other changes I was noticing this morning, so we'll do it later for next time. But yeah, you're right. And you know, if we make that a habit, it gets much easier. It's so much harder when you don't do it this Monday, you don't do it Tuesday. Now it's Wednesday, you feel guilty because you haven't done it and you haven't talked with anybody and you feel like you need to catch up. You know, if we make it a habit to be having lead generation as part of our day every single day, it's going to make a big difference in your business. You know, we all have to do it. And, you know, it's holding yourself accountable, but also if you join in with others as part of, you know, to hold each other accountable, that can help too. Because it's sort of that boring part of our business that we all have to do, you know, just spend that time every single day. Did you want to, I thought you, okay. I saw you nodding. I thought you would add something. Yeah. All right. Any thoughts on that? What do you guys, what are you thinking so far?
I would have to come in to, I guess, see how the actual reaching out to leads works.
Yes. Yes.
So
I
start
would
of it
love
in
for
the
you to do that.
process, because I've been busy with my hopeful listing
Yeah.
and I haven't been able to
Yeah.
get in and sit and do that actual
Yes.
process.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been reaching out to, you know, family and friends, and
yeah.
of course,
Good.
let them know where I am in real estate, and I'm a new agent and such. But as
Yeah.
far as just
Calling
the actual,
strangers.
right,
Yeah.
right, yeah, I would like to come in and get familiar with that process, so I
Yes.
can start with that.
I love that. So, and you know, and the one thing that you said is that right now you're calling your family and friends. And for you as a brand new agent, that's your most important lead generation right now, is to call your family and friends, people you know, and let them know you're in real estate. You know,
Right.
that's something all of us can do. So you're actually, if you're doing that part, you're actually doing it. But
Okay.
to get to your second part about hearing other people do it, every single Monday through Friday from 9 to 11, we're here doing lead generation. So you can
Okay.
show up anytime. And that's a great time to do that, because I'll be sitting here doing lead generation. Lachelle's sitting here doing lead generation. You can just come in and listen to us, but then other people start, you know, not everybody's here at 9. I'm here, you know, pretty early, just getting started. It's a nice time to join if you want to listen. It's also good because if you're sitting at home, it's really easy to just be distracted or to decide to do something else, you know, to not stay on task. And
Right.
if we're here in the office saying, I'm going to do lead generation from 9 to 11 or whatever time it is that you said, it's just easier to do it. Now, if 9 and 11 doesn't work for you some days, I would stop by here anyway, because I'll tell you, different times of day, you're just going to see people around the office doing lead generation all the time. And you could just sit at a table, bring your laptop, bring your bottle of water, and just start dialing, you know, and get going.
Okay.
And then just a further thing to talk to your point, Carolyn, about hearing others. I believe you and I talked about Legacy All-Stars, and you and I haven't talked about that yet, Desiree, but we know we will. But that's a great resource for you if you want to be in a group of people who are also doing lead generation. We'll do it together, and we're also going to be doing a lot of learning about how to do it better. So we'll say more on that as it goes. All right, Ilana, did you want to add anything to that?
Yes, but in a few slides.
Okay, fair enough. All right, I'm going to point out our resources page. If you do onboarding with me, I'm going to make sure you bookmark this page when we were sitting there at onboarding. So unless you forgot your laptop, you get that thing bookmarked. And the reason I do that is it's just so important. I can't tell you how often when somebody calls me and asks a question, how often my answer begins with, well, first go to the resources page, and then from wherever it goes. The resources page is really designed for you to have access to everything that you might need, no matter what it is you're doing. Here's our leadership team. These are the people that are in that little hallway in the back here. You've probably met a lot of them already, but maybe not all of them. Just wanted to show their faces here so that if you're around the building, you can say hi, introduce yourself if you haven't met them yet. Mark Simone is our operating partner. So he has a large ownership interest in the brokerage. Brandon, I'm sure you met when you signed up, our team leader. He's always running around here, director of relationships. Have you guys talked to Doug yet? No, you have not met Doug. Carolyn, have you met Doug?
No, I have not either.
Okay, he's our broker. I'll just say, boy, oh boy, is it nice to have a broker who's present and easily accessible and, you know, there when you need them. He really is, for sure. I've seen it for my own transactions, but also with agents that I've been helping. Here's a one change. We have Crystal is no longer here, so we got to change that, Alana. And then we've got our three of our coaches at the bottom, Alana, me, and Lachelle. All three of us are the coaching department here. And Lauren is handling special projects. So she does kind of a number of things around the building. Kind of a, could be this, could be in this. All right. Most of us are in the building at, during business hours, most days. You know, if you want to talk to a specific one of us, it's always a good idea just to text, in advance, just in case we, are in an appointment or something like that. But you'll see a lot of us running around. So the ALC is agents in the market center who kind of are in a representative of the agents to the leadership. So these are agents that you can go to if you have any questions, if you have an idea for the market center, a change that you want to make, if you just, any kind of concern, these are people that you can talk to. You'll see these pictures at the top of when you walk into the training center, you'll see those faces there too, and on the board, all of our video screens as well. You can see we each have a committee that we're responsible for being part of. So these are good people to know. And these are people who are really available to agents. I see people walking up to, Stanley or Kenya, or John all the time just to ask a question about a transaction, just to, get some words of wisdom from somebody who's been doing it for a while. And they're a group of really good people. All right, getting into action. So we want to, as quickly as possible, get into action and start making sure people know that we're in real estate, or Desiree, for you that you've switched brokerages. Now you're with Keller Williams. And so right now, just while we're doing this, why don't we just take a second and stop and text somebody? Go ahead, Alana.
All right, this is the one I was jumping in on.
Okay.
So the last time, last month's orientation, I did a little contest with this with everybody. And I want all of the coaches to also do this. So we're all, so
Great.
Desiree, Carolyn, Kirsten, Lachelle, we're all going to do this together.
Okay, I'm ready.
Here's the thing. Lead generation is not difficult when we build a habit around it. And it is also the most difficult thing to build a habit around. All right. So to get us into action, because if we don't do this on a regular basis, if we don't connect with people regarding real estate on a regular basis, our business will be on a roller coaster and we're not going to have consistency. So we'll have like a closing and then nothing for 2 months and then a closing, then nothing 2 for months. And our goal as your coaches is to get you off the roller coaster. Our goal is to say, hey, do you want 2 closings every month? Do you want 3? Do you want 4? Do you want 5? Let's do that. And here's how. So to start, we're going to do something really, I'm going to say it's simple. You might not think so because you might not have never, you might have never done it, but it is one of the easiest tasks. And what we're going to do is I'm going to put a stopwatch on. Hold on. I'm going to put a timer on here. So I got my phone. I'm going to put a timer on. And when I say go, what you want to do is you're going to either text or jump into your social media and DM. So pick one right now, either texting or DM. Choose your platform. And then what you're going to do is you're going to copy and paste and send as many texts or DMs as you can in, Kirsten, time frame wise, what do you think? 3 minutes?
Sure. Are you setting a timer?
Yeah, I have a
Okay.
timer going. So in 3 minutes, how many people can you text? And there's a sample text on the screen. So it is saying something like, my text might say, hey, Carolyn, hope you're having a great day. So I'm going to change up the beginning to say hi to the name, right? So, hey, Carolyn, hey, Lachelle. So I'll copy and paste, but I'll add in the person's name in the beginning just because that's friendly. Hey, Carolyn, hope you're having a great day. I'm reaching out to some of my friends just to see what real estate goals you have this year. Or if you know anyone in real estate, anyone with any real estate needs that I can help, right? You might also want to insert something personal if you know they're going through something or their kids or whatever, where they just got back from vacation. It might be, hey, Kirsten, hope you had an amazing time in Mexico. Can't wait to see the pictures. I'm reaching out to some of my friends, blah, 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 right? So the starter of it might be a little tweak. Don't overthink it. But the rest of it is copying, pasting to get your name out there, remind people you're in real estate. So we're going to copy paste the text to as many people as possible in 3 minutes. What questions do you guys have before I hit the go button?
I think I'm good.
Okay, Desiree, you good?
Yeah.
All right. Now I will tell you this: the last orientation we had, one of the individuals beat the all-time record of this.
Really?
They beat the all-time record, and they did 31 people in 3 minutes.
What? Oh my gosh.
Copy paste. They literally just went down their they went into Facebook and they literally just went down and went copy paste, DMing, right? The other person did texting and they did 28.
That's amazing.
Oh, so close. It was so close. Okay. You guys ready? I'm gonna put the timer on.
Okay.
All right. And go. I feel like we need music. See if I can get music going here while you guys are doing that. Nope.
We were good. We were
That
gold.
was too slow. I'm trying to find some fun music for us. It is not working.
You have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once. I am one of those melodramatic fools, running to the phone, no doubt about it. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think so I better hold. But I need myself the dreams.
20 seconds.
Just my mind plays. It all turning down.
That was just an abrupt stop. All right. Get that last text out. Come on back. All right, let's hear some numbers.
Well, I did this yesterday on social media. So today I decided to text. I sent, let me see, what number am I at? I decided to attach a picture with mine as well. One,
Oh,
two,
nice.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 8. But yesterday when I had did it on social media, I got about 13, and a young lady was like, "Oh, I'm in the process of I would like to start my buying process in about 6 months.
Nice.
Are you available to chat?" So we have a phone call today, later this evening, so we can discuss that.
Awesome. So here's the thing. I want to congratulate all of you, but hold on. I want to get everybody's numbers. So I hear 8. Kirsten, what about you?
10.
10. Okay. Lachelle? 7. Desiree?
I typed slow, 6.
What'd she say?
She said 6. She said I typed slow 6.
Okay. And that's the thing, here's the thing. Getting into action is just that. All of you just did lead gen. Now, when we talk about connections, when any of those people respond back, so Desiree messaged 6 people, let's say that 5 out of those 6 message her back anytime today. Doesn't matter what they might message her back saying, "Hi," that's it. Right. It doesn't matter if they have a real estate need. If they message her back, that's a back and forth connection, which means that you had a contact for real estate, because there's a direct correlation in number of connections, number of back and forth communication between somebody versus the results we get. When we talk about 10 connections a day, 10 contacts a day, connection, contact, same thing, 10 contacts a day, it is that text to text, DM to DM, face to face, right? There was an agent who went to a July 4th event and they talked to 30 plus people there in person. That's 30 plus connections, right? And of course, voice to voice, meaning you call someone on the phone. Right. So when we talk about the starter goal is to get 10 connections a day, 5 days a week. So there's 50 in a week. That's what we mean by that. All right. How was this activity for everyone? It's my favorite one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
But how did you feel about it?
You know, some of these people I haven't spoken to it here.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
I have to remember, oh, she had a baby, he had a baby.
right.
Something coming up.
Oh, that's
I
good.
added that, like, we're getting her in.
Good, good. Could you guys hear her on Zoom?
Mm-mm.
No?
I couldn't hear, no.
Okay. Desiree said that she had like she had to remember like some of these people she hadn't talked to in a long time. And so she had to like think about, okay, oh, they just had a baby or whatever was going on in their life to add that in because it just had been a while. That summarize what you said. Okay.
And you know what? I love that. And doing that activity, just getting in a habit of that was 3 minutes. Imagine if you
Yeah.
did that for 15 minutes.
Right.
Just 15 minutes a day, right? And Desiree, I love what you said there because you're then adding in a layer of your relationship, right? You're building a stronger relationship when you're touching base on, you know, I love doing this activity and when doing it, stalking them on social media to see if
Yeah.
anything happened in their life recently, to be like, oh my God, I just saw on Instagram, you know, I just saw on Insta that your, you know, daughter graduated. Congratulations. Right. So a lot of these connections might simply be reconnecting with people we haven't talked to in a while to get the relationship back going, to get the relationship going again before we just start talking about real estate. And that's okay.
Yeah, I think it's easier to talk about something else first. If you haven't talked in a while, and the first thing you're saying is, hey, I'm a realtor. Do you have know anybody with real estate needs? You know, it's going to be maybe off-putting unless you said first, hi, how you doing? I saw your daughter graduated. What's new with you? They tell you what's new with them. And then they're probably going to say what's new with you. And you're going to be able to answer that question about real estate, right? So they even are asking you. It's not even you're asking them, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, great. So we did a tiny bit of lead generation today. I would really invite you to come here and do your lead generation anytime you can. I think a lot of us are like, I hate to drive there. I'm wasting a lot of time driving, or, you know, I'll just sit at home. But really, you'll get more done if you're here and you'll stay focused and you'll have an easier time actually doing what you said you wanted to do, which is talk to 10 people, you know. Okay, terrific. Yay. Thanks, Alana. All right, that kind of pulls us into manage time like a boss. You're going to later on see all kinds of things about a 411 and a GPS. We have all kinds of time things that we are going to be talking about when you're here at Legacy. But in the beginning, the most important thing is to figure out what are sort of the non-negotiables, right? So you have in your life some non-negotiables, and those might be you're not just in real estate, you have another job as well, or maybe you have some family obligations, or whatever they are. There are things that have to go on the calendar first. You have a vacation plan, whatever it is, we need to get those in first. And then we need to figure out what are our real estate non-negotiables. You know, so for us, a lot of that should be lead gen. That really should be right at the top, especially as you're trying to get started. We talk about doing 2 hours of lead gen a day. And I would really recommend that. If you consistently do 2 hours of lead gen a day, it's going to make a big difference in your business, and it's going to get you into production quicker.
Just a note on that.
Yeah.
So we always talk about 2 hours because we can usually, when we get into a habit of doing it and we're prepared for those 2 hours, we can get the results in those 2 hours. What we're seeing a lot of right now is agents saying, okay, I'm going to go ahead and lead gen until I get X number of contacts.
Yeah.
Right. Not to mention, if we don't have any appointments set for that day and we don't have any showings we're going on, the only thing we have in our career is lead gen, because we have to talk to people to get appointments. We are, in essence, appointment setters to start. We're finding the people we can help.
Yeah. In the beginning, this is more important than getting your business cards. It's more important than getting your website set up. It's really, really important. You're going to meet with your coach and we're going to have some learning things that are also important. But, you know, if you just talk to people and tell them you're in real estate in the beginning, that usually turns into something. There's probably somebody that you know that has a real estate need or knows somebody who did. Okay, so here's a sample calendar of, what a realtor's day might look like. So a lot of us do our lead generation in the morning. Part of the reason we do that is just to kind of get it out of the way, right? Is that for a lot of us, that's kind of a thing that's sort of the boring part that we like, okay, you just are kind of doing it as something repetitive that we do all the time. A lot of us do it early to get it out of the way. There's no magic about doing it in the morning other than that. If your schedule that maybe you have your 9 to 5, maybe you can't do it then. You have a work obligation, then you have to do yours in the afternoon. You're going to adjust this to do whatever is going to fit for you. But a lot of us lead gen in the morning and then do our business, service our business in the afternoon, going on appointments, going showings, whatever those things have to be, attending trainings. And then a really great habit at the end of the day is to figure out what's most important for the next day. I really like to do that at the end of my day, plan my day the next day so that I'm kind of ready to go. Any thoughts on this? Yeah. Is this similar to what you did when you were at Redfin?
Yes.
Okay.
We didn't have a set schedule, but that's how I blocked off.
That's how you blocked off your days. Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Carolyn? What are your thoughts? Oh, did you have something else to say?
I did a lot of chores in the evening because I find a lot of my people, if I made appointments with them either in the morning or the day before, a couple days later that week.
Yeah.
So usually by 4 o'clock, I was on the road going to showing
homes.
That was the hardest part. That before the 6:30, 7:30.
Yeah.
Showing.
Right. Yeah. And during certain times of the year, it's really hard to do showings because it's too dark, Yeah. What do you think? What about you, Carolyn? What are your thoughts?
I think it's a good idea to start the leads earlier in the morning to get it out the way. It opens up time to do other things like you said, go to some open houses, listings, market, social media things. It just gives you a little bit more flexibility throughout the day if you get it out the way early.
Yeah. Good. All right. So as part of when you're in coaching, that's going to be part of what you're doing is sort of planning out what should my day look like, based on what you have going in your own life, your personal schedule. This is a sample, but what's going to work for you? Alana, do you want to add anything?
If it's not on your schedule, it doesn't exist.
there
I
you
will
go.
share a personal story just really, really quickly. Prior to real estate, I was kind of anti-calendar, and I thought that I didn't really need a calendar to be successful in real estate. I learned very, very quickly by many, many, many mistakes and zero production that your calendar truly is your lifeline in your business. So one of the things I would recommend both of you doing today, it's all about taking action. So today is look at your calendar. If you're not using one, find one. I don't care if it's electronic, you go to the store, you get something pretty, doesn't matter the type of calendar as long as you use it. But I would say today, look at your calendar. And the very first thing is put in there all of your what's called non-negotiables. Meaning, do you have another job? Do you have things with the kids? Do you have things in life that you just, you can't miss, right? And then put in there your real estate time. The coaches will get more into detail with what you put in that real estate time, and we'll do more of that, but really put in, when are you going to be in real estate? If you're full-time, then break up your calendar. What do you want to be doing? Is it lead gen one time? Is it lead follow-up? Is it appointment time? Appointment slots for your buyers that you can fill in. Lunch, that's important. Eat, energize, right? So family time, I see that on here. That's important too, right? So really just start today blocking out different times to get in that habit.
Awesome. Command. So I'm the tech trainer here, and what that means is command. That means I'm always talking about command. um, every Wednesday, well, almost every Wednesday, most Wednesdays from 1 to 2, there's a command class. And so again, I mentioned before, Command is the platform that we use to manage everything. I'm going to keep track of people there. I'm going to use it to make a flyer for my open house. I'm going to use it to keep track of my pipelines. So many things I do in Command. And I'm really expecting it to take you probably your first 90 days to really get a handle on Command. You know, unless you're going to sit there and really, really focus on it, it's going to take that long because it's big and it does a lot of things. You know, just like when you got your phone, your first smartphone, it did a lot of things, and it probably took you a while to start being able to use it effectively. Because at first, you just kind of dial the number, and that's about all I can do. And then I added my email, and then I added my calendar, and then I add, you know, so Command is like that too. It has a lot of different things that can do, a lot of different apps. Applets is what they're called in Command. So anyway, you'll be starting out learning about contacts and smart plans. Those are some early things that everybody should learn at first. Smart plans we use to automate our communication with our people. So for example, if I held an open house, I might use a smart plan that would first text the person who came to the open house, then send them an email, and then give me a reminder to call them, and then send them 2 more texts, you know, so I can make kind of this whole automated communication for different types of people. That's what we'll be learning how to do first. Even before smart plans, we'll be getting into contacts. We'll just be getting the people, you know, your friends, your family, your past coworkers, neighbor, whoever it is that you know, getting them into Command so you can start communicating with them about real estate. So again, on Wednesdays from 1 to 2, I have a whole series that's about 12 weeks long. And after I finish the whole series, I just start it over again. So it's one of those things where you can just pop in anytime. You know, and personally, I feel like the more effectively you can use Command, the more you'll be able to do your lead gen. You know, you'll just get more benefit from your lead gen. And the reason for that is I won't be forgetting who to call. If I use smart plans to remind me who I'm supposed to call, I'm going to call everybody. I'm not going to call just my favorite people, the people I enjoy talking to most. I'm going to make sure everybody's on a plan and I have a to-do item to call them. So I'm just going to do it to check it off my list. I'll keep track of it. So that's kind of where we're going with it. It does a lot more than that, but that's what we'll be doing in the beginning.
Kind of like strategizing, so if you don't know how to regenerate or you're not 100% sure how, Command puts the smart plans in place and then it gives you the steps that you can move along, but it's more about having a strategy to what you're doing so you're effective.
Were you guys able to hear Lachelle on Zoom?
Strategize.
Yeah, I can hear it. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
It allows you to strategize, and it's about having a plan, an overall plan, but strategizing helps you to work through each individual step, so you're not just shooting in the dark. The first person said, just calling the people that you feel safe in.
Yep. Yeah. So we're going to get there. It's a big topic. We're going to start and expect it to take a while. It's just, you know, the way it works, but it's going to really help you in your business. Speaking of Command, there's 2 apps that if you already came to orientation, I already had you download these. Actually, Desiree and I took care of this morning before we started. We've got 2 apps that you need on your phone and you need to start using. The first one is your Command app. The Command app is your phone version of the desktop. So if I'm on the road, I do this all the time. Let's say that I have an appointment and my buyer just called me and they're 20 minutes late. Okay. I've got 20 minutes. I'm sitting in front of a house. I'm already there. Right. So before I had the Command app, you know, I could kind of think of who I needed to call and I could find my phone number, but I couldn't use that time as effectively. Now that I have the Command app, I can just open my app, look at my tasks, see who I have to call, and just from the app, just start dialing. So it's made me a lot more efficient. I'm also able to use voice recording to leave a note about my phone call after my call. So it actually is a lot quicker for me to make phone calls using the app than just dialing a phone and typing in my note. I really love using it. That's what I personally use it for the most, but it does other things as well. If I'm on the road and I need to see something about a transaction, I can just access all that information on the go. It's really the on the go version of Command. So we're going to want to start getting comfortable with that really quickly, just so that you can take advantage of it. It's great. The other Keller Williams app is for you to share with your potential clients, with customers, with people you meet on the street. It's an app for them to use to search for real estate. So if I share it, let's say I share it with somebody who shows up at an open house, they're going to be able to look for homes online, just like you could with any other app. There's an affordability calculator in there so they can see what their payment might be. But what's really great for you is that if they start searching for homes using their Command app, you'll see it in Command. So if that an open house attendee started looking at homes and favorited one of the homes they saw, you're going to know it, so that you can then reach out to them and say, hey, I saw you like that house over on Main Street. Do you want to, go see it this weekend? Something like that, That's why I like it. There's a lot of real estate apps out there. So there's other ones that they could choose. There's some benefit to you in being able to keep track of what they're looking at by using that. Any thoughts on this so far? You downloaded both? Okay, awesome. Desiree says she downloaded both. And Carolyn, you have yours downloaded too from
Yes.
today. Yeah, so you're good. Okay, excellent. Those Wednesday classes, one of the classes is just on the two apps. So, we'll get there. There's a lot more to it, but just start playing around, you're not going to break it. So go for it. Scott Leroy Marketing. So you got an email from Scott Leroy Marketing at one point to give you all your passwords. They do a lot of work for us in getting our agents all set up, getting everybody's, accounts created and things, but they do a lot more than that. Scott Leroy Marketing can do some things for you. For example, if you have an Excel spreadsheet of everybody who is in your kids' soccer team or something like that, those can be imported in Command, and you can do it yourself, or you can email it to them and they can do it for you. You just would have to give them your username and password and say, please, here's an Excel sheet. Please import these into my Command with the tag soccer or whatever your tag is, and they'll take care of it for you. That's kind of nice. They can do some things to your website for you. And there's a lot of training available there as well. So when you have a chance, just be a good idea to check out their website and see what's on there. There's a lot there for you. Yeah. You know what? We have this information on that resources page as well, and I'll show it to you when we get there. Yeah. Her question was is this on, can she have the slide? And I was saying, we have an orientation appointment this afternoon. I'll show her that then. We have it on our page. Preferred lenders. So a couple of these are about to change. So I'm going to let Alana talk about our new one. But Main Street Home Loans, I've been using for a little while now. I really like them. And John came and taught a continuing education course yesterday that was terrific. Everybody who came loved it, got a lot out of it. Super knowledgeable, can have all kinds of loan programs. So if your buyer is not, cookie cutter, just getting a regular FHA mortgage, if your buyer is an investor, or if they need something a little special, they've got some options, some alternatives. John Wald, he's great. He teaches the classes, and Mike Jenkins, you'll see sitting here in this office several times a week. Fairway Mortgage is going to be our new lender partner. Will you talk about them, Alana?
Yep, I'm actually putting, and the reason why we changed preferred lenders is we're always doing our due diligence to partner with the best in the industry who offer multiple different, every private lender in the state of Maryland, they do some things similarly, and they offer a few things differently. So what's nice is we really try to create this round, have like a whole experience, I guess you could say, of offerings for you as the agent, for you to connect them with the buyers. So one of our newest partners, we can just, Here we go. Hold on. I'm putting it in the chat box.
Oh, good.
There we go. So Malcolm Crane of Fairway Mortgage, he is very, very well known in the industry. Many of our top producing agents in our market center, if they're not using John Wald, they're using Malcolm Crane. That's actually how we got connected with him, because of the relationships with many of our top producing agents and the different things that Malcolm offers for special programs and assistance and things like that. So in the very first slide that Kirsten talked about, she mentioned connecting with a lender. And then I mentioned once a month, just, building that relationship with them and finding out what's new. One of the things I highly recommend doing, if you have not met John, if you have not met Mike Jenkins on the slide, or if you've not met, so you can ignore the other 3 pictures, we will adjust that. They're no longer the lenders in the office. And if you've not yet met Malcolm Crane, who's going to be in the office next week for all of us to meet, I think, I need to connect with him. Please, these are their cell phone numbers. They work real estate hours. Okay. Absolutely text them and say, text all 3 of them, right? So text John, text Mike Jenkins, text Malcolm Crane. And today, just simply say, hey, let me introduce myself. My name's Carolyn Smith. I'm an agent with Keller Williams Legacy. Hi. That's it. Trust me, they'll take it from there. They will take it from there. So introduce yourself to them. They're amazing people. Get to know what they offer. Ask them if you can spend some time with them, either over coffee or in the office, just to learn, again, the differences between both, because that will help when you're talking to buyers to make the connections.
Good. All right. I bet we'll see Mike in here later today too, like at the all family meeting, probably John or Mike will be there.
So we can reach out to the first 3 you said, not the last 2.
So reach out. So John Wald,
Okay.
Mike Jenkins,
Okay.
and then the one I just put in the chat box, Malcolm Crane from Fairway Mortgage.
Oh, okay.
And those will all be on the resource page as well.
Okay.
Make sure all of you have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Desiree, there's Malcolm's. Okay. She gets that. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Some more of our preferred vendors, Julie Wheeler, Bullpen Management. So she's a transaction coordinator. Here's what that means. Let's say that you have a buyer client, you just got under contract, the seller accepted your offer. You could finish out the rest of the transaction yourself with all the addenda that have to follow, making sure all the deadlines are met, making sure, things are communicated, or better yet, hand it off to Julie. She handles just dozens and dozens of transactions at a time. That's all she does. She's total expert at taking that contract from, take it from contract to closing and involving you where you need to be involved, but handling the things that don't. And what people do is we charge an admin fee to the buyer or the seller that covers her cost. So it's $4.95 for her to do that. If we put it on our contract that the buyer or seller are paying for it, then that's what's covering it. Save yourself 15, 20 hours. Really, it's a ton of time, especially if you haven't done it before or done it very much. Plus, I'm always worried about, there's mistakes that can be made. It's easy to mess up. It's very easy to miss a deadline. It's really great to have somebody else that's responsible for doing that. And more importantly, it frees you up to do the lead generation to get your next buyer or seller. Instead of focusing on all that paperwork, you're doing the most important thing, which is lead generation. So that's really the big point about that. And just, I do a lot of listings and I see other agents struggle when they haven't done it before. And I've actually recently had an agent's offer. Like I had another person get the contract because an agent couldn't get an initial quickly enough. Like 24 hours, they still couldn't get a document initialed. And by then it was too late. Another buyer came in, so it's the time is so important and those deadlines are so important. And it's nice to have somebody else so that you're not relying on yourself to only do everything right. She's an expert and can handle it. And Alana, you probably want to say something, I'm sure. Because Julie's great.
I actually wanted to share two really brief stories regarding regarding bullpen management and just using transaction management services, transaction coordinator to get you from under contract to close. That's what they do. What happens is you're working with a buyer, you're showing houses, right? You spend all these hours showing houses, writing the contract, blah, blah. Then all of a sudden they choose one, you write a contract, it goes under contract. It doesn't end there. It has to go from under contract to the settlement table. That's what the buyers are wanting, right? That's them getting their keys and celebrating. And that's what we want, right? That's the end point. It doesn't end under contract. Believe it or not, it actually just begins.
Yes, it
It
does.
just begins under contract. And so two quick stories regarding agents who, here's the thing, as an agent, you can choose however you want to run your business, right? And I share these stories because these two agents were like, no, I'm good. I got this. Like, I really want to, learn this and get it to the settlement table. So agent number one and agent number two is what we're going to call them, 1 and 2. So agent one went through, went under contract with their buyers, had a lot of family stuff going on in their life. And that agent missed a deadline regarding inspections. Because that agent missed a deadline regarding inspections, that buyer couldn't get an inspection. They couldn't request anything. They couldn't request repairs. The agent missing a deadline caused that buyer to have to move forward with no inspection. Right. So the buyer was super angry. The buyer wanted to fire them. We had to get the broker involved. It turned ugly. Long story short, it didn't settle. The buyers fired this agent and hired someone new. All this agent had to do was say, great, I'm under contract. Julie, take it from here. Now, you have to still communicate with your client every week. Just how are you? How's it going? You're still communicating, but they're handling all the nuts and bolts and the crossing of the T's and dotting of the I's to get it to that settlement table. And what's really nice is you don't pay the transaction coordinator until it settles. If it doesn't settle, there's no money out of pocket, right? And there shouldn't be money out of pocket because we train agents to put in those admin fees to offset those costs. So that was agent one. That was one. Second agent is one of an amazing agent. She usually closes 2, 3, or 4 closings every month. And she had 2 months recently where she went down in her pipeline. What she's working on dwindled a bit, right? So she doesn't have anything in the works for the next month or two. And sitting down with this agent, I'm like, hey, what happened? Like, you were on a good roll. She goes, well, I was using transaction management services. I was using Julie for all these, all of these buyers I had, giving me more time back in my schedule to allow myself to lead gen, to get to find more appointments, to find more buyers, to find more clients, to move them forward. I just stopped using her on these other 2 that I had. I decided to do it myself. No other reason than she just decided to do it herself. Right. Now that's her choice, totally her choice. The lessons she learned, because she sat down with me and she goes, wow, I will never do that again. She goes, that was 40 hours of my life I will never get back. That I now have 2 months where I'm not going to have any closings whatsoever. And I have to now rebuild that consistency back up. Because those 2 that she personally worked took every ounce of energy and time she had. So those are my 2 examples. I like to share stories like that, not to say you have to use them or anything like that, but just to know what it truly means to leverage as a business owner, as we all are, right?
Yeah.
That's leverage in our life.
Yeah. Yep. So when you're in the office, come and say hi to her. She's here and she has an office here in the office, not always in it, but most of the time she is. So, if you're here for an orientation, I usually go back and try to meet her if I know she's in the building, just to introduce her. Universal Title, if you I'm sure have heard of them and probably use them. I've been using them even before I was with Keller Williams. I used Universal Title and with Tim. they're a title partner. Their main office is actually right across the parking lot from us, which is super convenient. But they're also in the office off and on, and great guys, really pleasant settlements. I love settling there. They do a good job of getting their job done, but they're also really pleasant about it. And my clients have always enjoyed settlement. I've had people walk out saying, wow, I thought that was going to be, unpleasant or hard or something like that. And that was actually pretty fun. It's a really good experience working with them. And then House Lens is our photography partner. Actually, I just used them on my most recent listing and they did a great job. So, some more recommended vendors here. Introduction to the company. So what we're going to talk about is just Keller Williams itself. So we've kind of talked about, the bolts and pieces here, but we just want to get kind of a little bit bigger and just talked about Keller Williams. So this is our story. Keller Williams was founded by Gary Keller and Joe Williams back in 1983, and then was the largest real estate company in Austin by 88, and then started to dominate the US and Canada by 2012. So we've seen just some huge growth over the years, taking market share from taking market share across the country. In 2015, we became the #1 training organization across all industries, not just real estate. And that's one of the things that drew me personally to Keller Williams, was just the focus on training. I've been a trainer for a lot longer than I was in real estate. And I like doing training. I like receiving training. I'm all about it. Love training. And that was one of the things that was super important to me. And what I've seen is that there is training for everything on Keller Williams, and it's probably you can probably get the same thing in 6 different places. You can do it live. Here's a video. Here's a PDF. There's always a lot of training resources for you. 2018, world's largest real estate franchise by closed volumes and listings. So you're just seeing bigger and bigger growth as more people hear about how great it is here and join us. And #1 training and coaching organization worldwide, training top 10 Hall of Fame. So that's kind of in our DNA. The training and coaching is in our DNA. It's who we are as an organization and what's important to us as an organization. And now, best place to work in 2021, LinkedIn top companies, so just award after award of being a great company, not only to be involved with as an agent, for your customers, a great company for all of us. What would you like to add? Alana, I'm sure there's something.
Oh, yes, but on another slide.
Should I go to the next one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Values. Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, no, it's not this one. It's the next one.
Okay. All right.
I have a slide in here that's my favorite.
Okay. Our mission: to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leading. That's our mission. To build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. And our vision is to be the real estate company of choice for brokers and their customers. These are our beliefs. And, even before I go through these, I see these in action and conversation all the time. Like, I'll be in a part of whatever conversation and they'll say, oh, well, that's not a win-win, or that's not remember, do the right thing, or remember, together everyone achieves more. Like, people know these values and beliefs and just include them just as part of our conversation. Win-win or no deal. We're not trying to just have what's only best for us. It's got to be a win-win for everybody. Integrity, do the right thing. Our customers always come first. Commitment in all things. Communication, seek first, understand. I've always really liked that one in particular. Just that, it's just a good reminder. Sometimes we're in a disagreement or we think somebody's wrong. Communication first, seek first to understand before we speak. Creativity, ideas before results. Teamwork, together everyone achieves more. Trust starts with honesty. Equity, opportunities for all. And then success results through people. So those are our beliefs. Anything stand out to you guys in particular?
Integrity.
Integrity. Yeah, Desiree says integrity. Do the right thing.
I like the beliefs.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, was there one in particular that stood out to you?
Sorry.
That's okay. Babies welcome.
Come on. The
Um,
trust.
yeah, trust starts with honesty. Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. You'll see these again. You know, it's that's who we are. Is this your favorite side, Alana? No? These are groups.
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'll let you do it then. Go for it.
So here's why this is my favorite slide. So I started in real estate in 2015. I was actually, I got the start in real estate as what's called an inside sales associate, which is a lead gen machine. It's someone who smiles and dials the phone for 6 hours a day, 5 days a week to connect with you dial about 300 to 500 numbers to connect with about 30 to 40 people to land appointments for other agents and then get referral fees off of it. So I started as that, knowing that was not what I want to do forever, because 6 hours a day smiling and dialing is exhausting. However, went from that into being an agent. And then got pulled out of being an agent. Surprisingly, it was actually it was kind of crazy. I'll never forget it because it was like 9:00 on a Friday night, and I'm watching a movie with my husband, and all of a sudden my phone rings, and it was the team leader of the office, the Keller Williams office back when I first started. And what was really funny about that is he calls me and he goes, "Hey, I'm so-and-so. Are you open for opportunity?" I was like, "Yeah, I love opportunity." He goes, "Great. Meet me Sunday at 9 a.m. for coffee. We're going to talk." Next thing I know, I was in like a 2-month interview thing, and I joined the brokerage side, the leadership side, right? The support side of the Keller Williams world. Well, fast forward. Now, again, I got started as I'm going to be an agent. I'm going to be the best agent I can be. I'm going to be the best agent in all of Maryland. That was my mindset, right? Then somebody came to me and was like, "Wait a minute, there's other things, right? There's so many other doors and opportunities based on people's passions, right? And what they love to do." So that opened the door to, over the years, KW MAPS coaching. I am a national MAPS coach. Just got approved as KW University trainer. So national trainer as well. So get paid to fly around and train. That's super fun. Kirsten talked earlier about being part of that agent leadership council, right? Having a voice for all of the agents at the Marcus Center, and stepping up. There's, Stanley Savoy is the head of Keller Williams Young Professionals. I've aged out of that, and so did Brandon. I just called him
yeah,
out.
me too.
We've aged out of that, but it's amazing for young professionals. I'm going to start my own KW Distinguished Professionals, maybe. But there's so many avenues a person can go down along with being an agent, right? So if you have a passion for training, if you have a passion for coaching, right? I remember when I first started Keller Williams Legacy, when I started Keller Williams Legacy as an agent, went to another Keller Williams office to build a coaching department, came back in 2021. And to be honest, I actually remember approaching Kirsten then, meeting her for the first time, was like, "Hey, you ever thought about coaching?" And she wasn't at that point in her career and her personal life to raise her hand. She's an agent. She's doing her business. And then fast forward, right? Kirsten and Lachelle, who are both agents, are now both coaches, and they're amazing, right? So there's just endless opportunity along with being the best agent you can be.
Awesome. And Brandon just logged in and is here now. Do you want to say something, Brandon?
Well, good morning to everyone. How are we doing? So, yeah. So just wanted to say a couple quick words. I can't stay on for long, but one, super excited for everybody who is in the building and just joined us. You guys get to see the fabulous team that we have and the information that we can provide and the endless opportunity. From all of our conversations, we talk about letting you flourish within your business and having the business that you want to have. The model that we go through is, the career worth having, a business worth owning, experience is worth giving, and to leave a legacy worth leaving as well. So that's what we're here for. That's what we want to provide to you, and we want you to experience this while you're within this world. Everybody that you have here, from a leadership team to all the agents in the building, you guys heard me mention engage, work, and share. That is what we do. So if you have a question, if there's anything that you need, we are all available to you. Mind you, I know our schedules get a little busy, but trust me, we want to take time out. Just give us patience. If we can't get to you in the exact moment, we will be there, but enjoy the ride. You guys are going to go through some growth, some challenges, some excitement, and have some great successes. Share them with us. We will share with you, and we can't wait to see how you guys progress and how your careers continue to foster. Everybody should have my contact information already. If you don't, is it in one of these slides?
Yeah, it was.
Perfect. Reach out at any time. Anything we can do to help, let us know. And again, I'm super excited for you guys. You guys are in great hands. If you need anything, let us know. But good morning. Have a great day. Can't wait to see you guys soon.
Thanks, Brandon. All right, so what's next? Add yourself. These are the things to do. We're probably going to have to adjust this contact number, huh? But add these items to your calendar to complete. Add yourself as a contact. So what that means is in Command, we're actually could do that this afternoon when we meet. I'm seeing Desiree later today. We want to put yourself in your own Command. I do that really to test things on myself, so that I can kind of pretend that I'm the client. What's this email going to look like? What's this text going to look like? Add a neighborhood to your contact. We'll show you how to do that today in onboarding Desiree. And I think I already did that with Carolyn. And then add yourself to this SMART plan, monthly neighborhood nurture. That's actually my favorite SMART plan. There's hundreds and thousands of SMART plans out there, but that is my favorite one. It's sending a custom email to each person based on their neighborhood. So when I get that email, it has homes in my neighborhood. When Desiree gets that email, it's going to be her neighborhood where she lives. So each person gets their own custom email. And I've seen people just like it. Everybody, even if they're not thinking of selling their home right now, everybody wants to know what's going on in their own neighborhood. Connect with 20 contacts for 10 days. Oh, 20 contacts a day for 10 days. That's pretty good. That would be 200 if you could do that. That would be a lot, huh? But that would be great. Imagine what that would do, for your business if you had that many conversations. That would, and all those people knowing that you're now in real estate or knowing that you have switched to Keller Williams, somebody that has a real estate need, you just don't know it. Somebody does though, for sure. Did you want to add anything, Alana?
The only thing I would say with this is, I'm just going to slinky off of what you just said there. And that's everybody has a real estate need at some point in their life. Whether it is they have a coworker who needs help, they have a family member who needs help, they themselves maybe want to buy because they're renting, maybe they want to sell their house next June when their kids graduate, who knows, right? Unfortunately, maybe it's an estate sale. Everybody has a real estate need at some point. Our jobs as agents is really to build relationships, connect with people, and learn what that need is and when it is, to be able to stay in touch, which is what the SMART plans are for, to be able to stay in touch with them to help them when they're ready. And, when we talk about connecting with people and you see the numbers 20 a day, 10 days, right? And Karen's like, oh, that's 200. Here's the thing with that. We have people on our phone. We have people on social media. We have people everywhere, right? If you think about it, where else do we know people? So on average, nationwide stat shows, and this is a research study done year over year, we have 6%, right? 6% of people we have in our phones that we know have a real estate need or know somebody with a real estate need over the next 12 months. right? So if you look at your phone and you say, all right, I have, let's say 400 people on my phone. That is 24 transactions. That's 24 closings you have sitting in your phone right now between now and July of next year. What we're going to be teaching you and what we work through in coaching and trainings that we do is how do we stay top of mind? How do they know we're in real estate? Because everybody forgets we're every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, they forget we're in real estate, literally. Even your closest relatives and best friend will forget you're in real estate. So how do we stay top of mind? How do we tap into all of those connections to find that 6%? Right. And that 6%, by the way, is year over year over year. So if we're connecting properly and we're asking the question of any real estate goals you have in the future that I can help with, the answer will be yes. 24 times out of 400 people.
Yeah. Makes it motivating to actually keep in touch with people when you think of it that way, right? Yeah, because it's just waiting there. All right. Questions? Ahas, things that you've thought of. Any
No.
Desiree's like, what? You're looking at me?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So this is a question for Carolyn and Desiree, and so whoever wants to answer it first. What are 2 things you're going to implement today? Well, I'll say within the next 24 hours.
The responses that I got back from the lead generations, I had someone ask me a question about what programs we have to offer. So that's why I asked what lender I can reach out to regarding a specific need and that information so she can know where to start with her process.
Love that.
That's great.
For me, I do actually, I just got a text back from one of the people I
Oh, good.
featured. Of course, it's about real estate, but
Yeah.
she is a daycare provider in a neighborhood that I love.
Okay. There you go.
Eventually, someone
Yeah.
will give me a deal. from
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I don't know when, but yeah.
Could you guys on Zoom hear? Okay. Just making
Mhm.
sure.
Call her back. That's my first.
So call her back is your first step. There you go. I love it. Okay, well, terrific. Well, thanks for coming today. We have our all brokerage meeting here at 11. So we'll be switching over this room a tiny bit, just cleaning stuff up a little bit. But you can just stay here or play with your commit, whatever you want to do until 11 o'clock. That's a good meeting. Carolyn, I hope you'll be able to log in on Zoom if you're not able to get here in person. It's just nice to see there'll be some recognition of things that people have done or welcoming people who are new. There will be some lots of updates about what's going on in the market center. So we have this meeting every month. It takes about 45 minutes. It's not a long meeting, pretty quick. And then, and log in on Zoom every month if you can't be here in person.
Really quick, there's a date that both of you need to mark on your calendar.
Oh yeah.
July 26th. Next Wednesday, July 26th, starting at 9 a.m., we're hosting what's called a Mission Impossible 1000, where it's going to be in person only. So we have people taking off, finding babysitters, taking off from work, all that fun. It is where all of us as agents at our brokerage are going to come together. So all levels of agents at our brokerage at Legacy are going to come together in person, and we're going to have food and fun and prizes and leads. And the 1000 means all the agents who come together, we're going to be making calls, sending text messages to get 1000 contacts in one day as a brokerage, not as a person. Don't be scared, as a brokerage, right? So obviously the more agents, the better it is for everybody. So 1000 contacts all together, July 26th, to really, really help every single agent who wants it. I'll say that, who shows up, who wants it. Grabbing those people out there who have that real estate need, those buyers, those sellers, those investors, right? To be able to, what we do in July shows up in 90 days. So what you do in July is your success, your settlements in September and October and November, etc. So we're lining up our fall with this Mission Impossible 1000.
Yep.
So July 26th, mark your calendar. See you here.
So it starts at 9, how long does it go?
I'm gonna do it all day. Yeah.
It is all day. We do have
two on the calendar, but we're gonna be here all day. We're gonna be all day. Yeah, I think it's gonna be great. That's, when we've done this before for shorter times. And what I've seen is that agents say to me at the end, I had more conversations today about real estate than I've ever done before. So it's going to be one of those kind of days where you can dedicate that one day and just set yourself up for success for the fall and winter. All right. I think that's it. Well, thank you in person and on Zoom.
Thank
Goodbye.
you. Thank you
And
so much.
we'll see you at the all brokerage meeting.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Bye.